Picture this. You're running late. Meeting started 10 minutes ago. Your boss already texted asking where you are. You're speed walking through the train station, texting back excuses, earbuds blasting music loud enough to drown out the world. You reach a railroad crossing. The barriers are coming down. The lights are flashing, but the train's not here yet. You can see down the tracks. Nothing's coming. You do the math in your head. The train's probably a minute away. Crossing takes, 5 seconds? You've done this before. Easy. So you duck under the barrier and start crossing. Still looking at your phone. Still listening to music. Still confident this is fine. You don't look. Why would you? The train's not here yet. And then you see something in the corner of your eye. Oh, hey there. I know you're watching this on your phone right now. Probably with earbuds in. That's exactly how the person in today's video died. Let's talk about that. High-speed trains travel at about 200 miles per hour. That's 293 feet per second. By the time you see it, by the time your brain processes, oh shit, that's a train, you have maybe 0.2 seconds before impact. You didn't even have time to look up from your phone. Let's find out what it feels like when 400 tons of steel hits you at 200 miles per hour. Before we get into the catastrophic physics of what just happened to your body, let's talk about why you never stood a chance. Because this is where most people fundamentally misunderstand trains. Your average reaction time, the time between seeing something and your body responding, is about 0.25 seconds if you're alert and paying attention. You were looking at your phone, music blasting. Your reaction time in that state is closer to 0.5 to 1 full second. A high-speed train traveling at 200 miles per hour covers 293 feet per second. Let's say you look up and see the train when it's 300 feet away. Let's do a quick math check. Train distance, 300 feet. Train speed, 293 feet per second. Time until impact, up to 1 second. Your reaction time, 0.5 to 1 second. Time to actually move, 0 seconds. By the time your brain registers train, by the time the signal travels from your eyes to your brain to your muscles, the train is already hitting you. You don't even get to be scared. You just stop existing. In movies, people see trains coming and dive out of the way at the last second. Dramatic music, slow motion. Hero rolls to safety. In reality, you don't get a dramatic moment. You don't get slow motion. You get 0.2 seconds of, huh? And then physics happens. Even Final Destination, a movie literally about people dying in horrible ways, gives characters time to realize what's happening before the train hits. That's Hollywood. Real life is faster and less cinematic. And here's the worst part. The train conductor saw you. They've been watching you walk onto the tracks for the last 5 seconds. They hit the horn, they pulled the emergency brake. A high-speed train traveling at 200 miles per hour needs about a mile to come to a complete stop. You were 300 feet away when they saw you. They knew you were going to die before you did. All right, let's talk about what just happened to your body. Because getting hit by a train sounds straightforward, but the actual physics are genuinely horrifying. The very first thing that happens isn't pain, it's compression. The train's front surface hits you at 200 miles per hour. The force of impact is calculated by mass times acceleration. The train weighs roughly 400 tons. You weigh maybe 180 pounds. Force comparison. Getting punched by a heavyweight boxer, up to 1,000 pounds of force. Car crash at 60 miles per hour, up to 10,000 plus pounds of force. High-speed train impact, up to 400,000 plus pounds of force. You're not being hit by a vehicle. You're being hit by a building that's moving at highway speeds. Your body compresses instantly. Your rib cage doesn't break, it collapses. Every rib shatters simultaneously. Your spine compresses like an accordion. Your internal organs, heart, lungs, liver, everything, rupture from the sudden deceleration. You go from 0 to 200 miles per hour in a fraction of a second, then back to 0 just as fast when you hit the train. 0.01 seconds. You're not stuck to the front of the train. You're being thrown. Depending on where the train hits you, you're either deflected to the side or thrown forward. Either way, you're now a 180-pound projectile traveling at roughly 100 to 150 miles per hour. You hit the ground, or a wall, at 100 plus miles per hour. That's a second impact, just as catastrophic as the first. Quick comparison. If this had been a subway train going 60 miles per hour instead of a high-speed train at 200 miles per hour, you'd still be dead. Just slightly less instantly. The impact force would be about a quarter as strong. Still more than enough to obliterate your body. So, hey, small mercies. At least it was fast. 0.1 seconds. Depending on the angle of impact and where you were standing, there's a good chance the train didn't just hit you. It cut through you. Train wheels are hardened steel. They weigh hundreds of pounds each. If any part of you ends up under the train, the wheels will sever limbs, bisect your torso, or decapitate you. This is the part that haunts train conductors for the rest of their lives. They don't just hit people, sometimes they separate them. And they have to keep riding the train to the next station. They can't stop in the middle of the tracks. They have to sit there, knowing what just happened, waiting to pull into a station so emergency services can deal with it. Meanwhile, your phone's fine, barely a scratch. Still playing that song you were listening to. Earbuds ripped out, but the phone? Perfectly intact. Technology's built tougher than humans, apparently. So, what did you actually feel? Let's rewind and talk about your final second of consciousness. You're crossing the tracks, still texting, still listening to music, completely unaware. Maybe, in your peripheral vision, you catch a flicker of motion, something moving fast. Your brain hasn't processed what it is yet. You start to turn your head. Your brain's playing catch-up. Oh shit. No sad music, no slow motion, no recaps of your life. You didn't feel pain. You didn't have time. The impact was so fast, so catastrophic, that your nervous system didn't get a chance to send pain signals before your brain ceased functioning. And there are you gone. Your goals and dreams, they remained only fantasies. One moment you're thinking about your crush and how to get her on a date. And the next moment let's just say things go downhill fast. Let's talk about someone we haven't mentioned yet. The train conductor. Because they're the other victim in this story. They saw you step onto the tracks. They saw you duck under the barrier. They immediately knew what was about to happen. They pulled the emergency brake, laid on the horn, did everything they could. The train doesn't stop, can't stop. Physics won't allow it. It's got the same energy as that GTA 5 train everyone tried to stop and failed. Turns out Rockstar Games wasn't exaggerating. They were preparing you for reality. And they have to watch. They can't look away. They can't close their eyes. They have to see it happen because they're operating a train and need to maintain control. The impact, the sound, the knowledge that they just killed someone, even though it wasn't their fault. There are entire Reddit threads of train conductors talking about this. Some of them quit after their first fatality. Some become numb to it after the third or fourth. Some develop PTSD. So when you decide to cross the tracks because you're in a hurry, you're not just risking your life. You're potentially traumatizing someone else for the rest of theirs. That conductor goes home that night and sees your face every time they close their eyes. They did nothing wrong, but they'll carry it forever. So why do people keep getting hit by trains? It's not like trains are sneaky. They're massive, they're loud, they literally run on tracks you can see. The answer is simple. Distraction. Specifically, phone distraction. Pedestrian train deaths, US. Up to 300 to 400 deaths per year, not including suicides. Leading cause. Distraction, phones, earbuds. Most common victim. People aged 18 to 35. Notice that age range? 18 to 35. The demographic most likely to be glued to their phones. The demographic watching this video right now. Every train platform has signs. Stand behind the yellow line. Do not cross when barriers are down. Trains cannot stop quickly. These aren't suggestions. They're warnings written in the blood of people who ignored them. Add in noise-canceling earbuds, and you've created the perfect storm. You can't see the train because you're looking at your phone. You can't hear the train because your music's too loud. You can't feel the vibration because you're walking. This is Darwin Award territory. And you didn't just win, you dominated the category. Death by train while texting is like the Hall of Fame of avoidable deaths. Alright? Here's how to not get obliterated by a train. And trust me, this is the easiest survival guide I've ever given. First, never cross tracks when barriers are down. Ever. I don't care if you can see the train and it's far away. You cannot judge the speed of a train accurately. Your brain wasn't built for that. Second, take out one earbud when crossing tracks. You need to hear your surroundings. Trains are loud, but not if you're blasting music at 80% volume. Third, look both ways. Multiple times. Trains can come from either direction, and yes, this is kindergarten-level advice, but 400 people a year die because they didn't do it. Fourth, stand behind the yellow line on platforms. That line exists for a reason. Trains create a suction effect when passing. People have been pulled off platforms by the air displacement alone. Fifth, If you see a train, assume it cannot stop in time, because it can't. Even if the conductor sees you, even if they brake immediately, physics is physics. That's it. That's the entire guide. Don't be on the tracks when a train is coming. Revolutionary advice, I know. Aftermath. Emergency services arrive. There's not much for them to do. You've been dead since the moment of impact. What's left of you gets collected. The train gets inspected for damage, which there usually isn't. Trains are built to survive impacts. You're not. An investigation happens. Was it suicide? Accident? They interview the conductor, check security footage, review the scene. The footage shows you ducking under a closed barrier, looking at your phone, earbuds in, accidental death. Case closed. Your family leaves flowers at the crossing. A small memorial. It stays up for a few weeks, then gets removed. And people keep crossing the tracks, keep looking at their phones, keep thinking, it won't happen to me. So there you have it. High-speed train impact, instant death, zero suffering, but also completely preventable. You know what the saddest part is? If you just waited 30 seconds for the train to pass, you'd have made your meeting. You'd have sent that message you were texting. You'd still be alive. But you were in a hurry, and now you're in pieces. Like and subscribe if you liked this video. Oh, and if you're watching this on your phone while walking near train tracks right now, and statistically, someone probably is, please stop, just for like 10 seconds. Look around. Make sure you're not about to become my next video. Your text can wait. The train can't.